Hi, I'm Darrell DeWard with Icon Realty Group, and here's a quick market update. It still remains a great time to sell a home, but it's continuing to get better and better for buyers, providing they have the right set of data, tools, and strategies in play. What we're noticing is that we've had a noticeable increase here over the past few weeks of the number of people that are looking to sell and more seriously contemplating that kind of move. And that indicates that we could start seeing the market loosen up a little bit, which will give buyers more homes to choose from. So that's pretty encouraging. Here's some data that's relevant to our local market. Now, I need to preface by saying there's a couple important things here. First, real estate is a hyper-local thing. I always tell my clients and friends that. That means that the more you drill down to your town, to your neighborhood, and your situation, the more accurate and relevant the information and statistics will be. So, for example, you've got to be really careful with national articles or news outlets and media that pertains to real estate in general or markets in general as it pertains to the countrywide sort of thing. And this kind of thing happens all the time where that data doesn't always pertain or become very relevant to our local area. So the statistics that we want to pay attention to are the ones that are happening right here in our neighborhood, in our backyard, in our local real estate market. And these stats that I'm going to share with you are for our entire greater Grand Rapids area and involve price ranges and homes of all types. So again, we can drill down further and get more specific to any of this, but it's still relevant because this tells us a story about our local real estate market. You know, what's happening in our greater Grand Rapids area as it pertains to real estate. To get really accurate information, again, we would just need to talk and go over kind of your specific situation, and that way I can provide you with more relevant information for your neighborhood and your area. The first thing that I want to share with you here is that the average sale price, there's a few observations here. We are now at $195,000, which is the highest on record. You'll notice the obvious uptick here going back to 2015 or so, and the real estate market is just continuing to chug along really this whole year and over the last several years. But even despite COVID this year, it's and it being an election year and a lot of other crazy things that are happening this year, our local market is continuing to increase at a steady pace. The average sale price increases this year so far have been at a slightly have been at a slightly higher pace than last year, I guess you could say. So January to September, we were higher than 2018. So the market is remaining pretty consistent. Second, new listings. There's a few observations here that I want to pay attention to, and you'll notice the steady drop here over the past 5 years. But look what happened in March of this year with COVID hitting. It went to a deep dive. So you'll see the slight taper in September here. That could be an indication that things are starting to cool off a little bit, or it could be more activity on the horizon. You'll notice here in May, June, and July that we experienced something similar, and I'm here to tell you that things were absolutely bananas during that period of time, and since then, up until maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago. Third, homes for sale. You'll notice here a steady drop since March. Things were pretty steady from the middle to end of 2018 all the way through 2019 and up until maybe March of this year or so. Then fewer homes were hitting the market for sale, and we've been on that dive since. Historically, we see fewer homes hitting the market in the fall and winter as compared to other times of the year. But as I mentioned earlier, we have seen a noticeable uptick in the amount of people that are considering selling or moving. Fourth, days on market. This is really an important stat, and I often rely on this to fill in some of the gaps in statistics when it comes to pricing and marketing a home. It tells us how long, on average, homes are on the market for sale. So, before an accepted offer, that is. So this is really important because a home that's underpriced will typically sell much quicker than a home that's overpriced. As a market, it tells us, how active the market is, and it's obviously directly linked to the amount of homes in the market, new homes hitting the market, and how active buyers are. You'll notice here that it's been pretty steady the past couple of years at between 14 and 15 days on market before an accepted offer, and we're hovering about 14 right now, or at least as of the end of September. The fifth data metric I want to share is the month's supply. So what this means is if we were to no longer take any new homes on the market for sale, how many months would it take to liquidate what we have right now for sale? And to begin with, we probably should have some context. A healthy market or a balanced market has about 6 months, give or take, worth of supply. So about 6 months of supply gives a real estate market a moderate level of home appreciation. And you'll see the market shift into a seller's market in 2016, but especially in 2017, and then obviously 2018 and through to now. And we're now at a record low of 2.4 months of supply, which is obviously indicating that we are strongly favoring a seller's market right now. The sellers are calling in the shots, and really have been, but especially now. The last slide that I want to share is the percent of list price compared to sold price. So in August of this year, we tied for the highest month in the past 5 years with 99.4%, and September hit a new record at 99.6%. Now, that 0.2% of difference or change is not anything astronomical, but it is a data point. I mean, it is something that tells us where we are right now in terms of the market and how strong of a market it is right now. How active are buyers? How many homes are on the market and new listings hitting the market, and that kind of thing. Sellers are getting their asking price is what this is telling us at a tune of 99.6%. Now, we have to remember this is an average, and many homes are selling for above average and well over asking price in some cases, but that offsets other situations where other homes are taking longer to sell, and depending on a number of things in those cases, whether the home or property is overpriced or whether the seller has a low motivation to sell, or any other unique factor there. It could be a unique type of property and that kind of thing. So what does this all mean? Where are we at right now? And I guess to summarize all of this, we could say that we're still very much in a strong seller market, and will probably remain that way for the short term, and that will be an incredible time to sell a home. It'll continue to be that way. Now, over the next few months or so, there should be little competition on the selling side, but historically we get a little bit of an uptick over the next couple months or so leading into the holidays of new homes hitting the market. And that could mean that buyers have more homes to choose from, which could help loosen things up a little bit. We also see something unique this time of year, and it's really a unique situation in that some homeowners decide for whatever reason to be more willing to make a deal happen. And so there tends to be a little bit of a higher motivation level. There's a lot of theories on this, but we sometimes see homeowners take lower offers or different types of terms, and so it could be a really good opportunity to also buy at this time of year. So I've looked at statistics and trends like this my whole real estate career. I've had to pay attention to things like this because I was a real estate investor. I was a house flipper, so I had to know not only where the home would be good to be priced at now, but I also had to look several months down the road once we were done with our remodel or our flip. And so I can tell you as a real estate agent in this market and a market expert, I would say that you have a tremendous opportunity to capitalize on this market, not only in selling your home, but also buying a new one as well. The stars have aligned. We've got just ridiculous interest rates, and there's a lot of other things that are playing to your advantage here. So it can be a little bit more challenging on the buy side, no question about that. But we have a 7-step process that we provide our clients, and it really gives our clients and our buyers in this instance the advantage all the way through. So right from the very beginning, we get our clients set up with knowing where to look for a home or property, and it really gives them the advantage right out of the gate, and a head start, if you will, over our competition, which are the other buyers that are competing for the same type of properties that you are. So I believe it's the most unique thing that our area has, and it's really stems from my experience as a real estate investor all these years and a house flipper. I had to have that advantage all the way through, and so I just take those things that I learned and give our clients that advantage and help them through that process. So if you're contemplating a move or timing a potential purchase or sale of a home, or if you have any questions about anything that I shared today, just click the link or shoot me an email and let me know what questions you might have, or if I can help you in any way. And I'm glad to talk with you on the phone, do a video call, meet with you at your home, email, whatever works best for you. Thank you for the opportunity to work with you.